Kelsey, along with Mr. Anthony Marabella, Mr. Pearl Wise. With parole panel, staff is forward to the DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge. Remote location of Southwest Transition. Do you have anybody in the room, which is staff or support in the room?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Cheryl Cook. I work in admin here at Southwest TWP.
All right, thank you, Cheryl. All right, for first case, please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Good morning. Entree Scott, 577-870.
All right, Entree, you heard the introduction. We're going to be a parole panel. We'll ask you questions. You can respond. Ian, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. See, we have Miss Ashley Mitchell, we have Miss Carly Smith, and we have Miss Tanya Scott. I think Miss Tanya will speak at the appropriate time.
Yes, sir.
Entree Scott, DOC number 577-870, fourth class offender, parole eligibility date 8/8/2023, good time date 1/18/2029. You have 8 years sentence, possession with intent to distribute cocaine, methamphetamine, possession of firearm by convicted felon, possession with intent to distribute marijuana and methamphetamine. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Please answer Mr. Marabella's question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Scott, my name is Tony Marabella. Your case was assigned to me, so I'll start our interview process. Okay?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, Mr. Scott?
I'm 30 years old.
How long have you been in prison on these charges?
20 months.
How far did you go in school, Mr. Scott?
Not far. 8th grade.
You got your GED?
No, sir.
Why not?
I haven't obtained it yet.
Well, have you tried?
I tried. I've been trying to get into the classes while I've been down, but the COVID kind of restrict me of doing it early in the beginning of the sentence.
Well, COVID's kind of been over a little bit right now. Are you registered for any classes right now? Are you in any particular classes right now?
I took some classes while I was in Angola, while I was housed in Angola. I took a Inside and Out Dad, and then they shipped me here to Southwest.
What other classes have you taken while you've been in prison this time?
Haven't been able.
Tell me a little bit about, you're 30 years old, you're a fourth-time felony offender. Why all the crime? Why drugs? Why guns? Why? I mean, you were out and you got back in. What happened?
I was working, then I broke my leg, couldn't work, fell back into some bad habits. The first couple of times, just young, making dumb, simple mistakes,
What? So you fell back into some bad habits. What bad habits did you fall back into?
picking up drugs,
Picking up drugs, meaning using drugs or selling drugs? What?
selling drugs,
Do you use drugs?
not marijuana.
Well, how often do you use marijuana?
Maybe once a day.
Maybe once a day. And how long have you done that?
So I was about 16.
Since you're about 16, 30 now. So it's fair to say that you smoke marijuana every day when you're on the outside.
Yes, sir.
Think you're a drug addict?
No, sir.
No, why not?
Because I don't need it. I don't have to have it,
Why do you do it?
the high.
Well, that's what drug addicts do. You took a class, you took a residential substance abuse treatment when you were in prison back in 2011. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
What did you learn in that?
I learned that I can't remember what happened in that class. I know I can't remember.
You can't remember what happened in that class. Are you trying to get in any programs right now?
I'm trying. They say I'm not on no DLC qualified list every time I write them.
Do you think you need some substance abuse treatment?
No, not really.
Not really. You don't think you got a problem? Smoking marijuana every day is
I can
not a
stop.
problem for you.
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, that's all I got. I want to compliment you on your disciplinary record. It appears you don't have any write-ups. Is that true?
I have beginning of the sentence, I had like a defiance. When I was in the parish, Livingston Parish, I had a defiance for hanging a towel on my rack, and he's telling me to take it down, and I didn't take it down in time.
Well, you're going to be getting out in August of next year. If you don't do anything else and don't mess up. I sure would like to see you get some treatment. I think you got a real problem with drugs and you're in denial. So I'm going to sit back and listen to what your supporters have to say.
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Cook, any input for us there?
I've went through his files here. There's no record or anything. He's done good. He's working at Le Blues. I didn't see anything other than that. Everything looked good.
All right, thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Ms. Tanya, would you like to make a statement?
Yes.
You come stay at that counter right there. Yep. Thank you. Statement, yes, ma'am.
Morning.
Good morning.
Child, he's a good child. He hasn't made mistakes in his past. You know, and I hope you have done, hope you will improve from this year. You know, you'll do better. And it's like us, we have two boys out there that's depending on him and loves him and he loves his kids. And I need to back home with me because I need some help, you know. Disability, I'm on disability. Right now, the bills are falling behind and he was my backbone when he was home. You know, he helped me a whole lot. He made some mistakes. And I think this is the time I think he have learned from it. And like I said, he in denial about his drug addiction. I think he might need the treatment, which that won't help in the treatment, you know. Because you can't do it on your own, you know, you got to go somewhere and get some help.
All right, thank you so much for your comment. Thank you. Trey, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yeah, I feel like got myself together this time because, like I say, the first couple of times I came to jail, I didn't have no kids. I didn't have nobody that was dependent on me, really, you know. I bumped my head this time, and I'm sitting in here, and I'm, you know, my kids' mothers, they telling me, like, my kids need me, you know. They go down the same road I went down. If I don't be there, you know, to guide them right, to keep them on track. I know my mama need me. I know my kids need me. I know my sister need me. I just want to get out and do better.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your comment. Pam, prepared to vote. Mr. Marabella?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Scott, you're a drug addict, whether you like it or not. And until you admit that, you're going to continue to do the things you're doing when you get out. And you're going to end up spending the rest of your life in jail and you never see your children.
Yes, sir.
Shaking your head, yes. You know, you're a moderate risk, and you're a moderate risk because of your drug addiction. I think that you're going to be getting out in August of next year. I'm going to encourage you to try to take whatever substance abuse courses there are in prison right now. Try to learn a little bit about AA. Try to take something that will allow you to look inside you. Until you accept and admit the fact that you're a drug addict, you're going to continue to do what you're doing. You've been good under structure, you do fine. But when you're out on your own devices, you're a drug addict. And until you recognize that, I think you're going to continue to come back to prison. So my vote today is to deny you, primarily because you need more help. You're a moderate risk, and you've got a good time release date coming up in less than 9 months. Good luck to you.
Ms. Wise?
Mrs. Scott, you have those little eyes looking at you. It's not about you anymore. I encourage you to distrust the wisdom of this board. We've seen individuals come and go. That substance treatment that Mr. Marabella is talking about is give you some tools to not just get out, but to stay out. It's time to stay out. But I concur, my vote is to deny for the reasons I already stated on the record. And I encourage you to just trust the wisdom of this board and think about what we said. Best wishes to you.
Yes, ma'am.
2 votes to deny. I'm also going to vote to deny for the same reasons as stated. 3 votes to deny. Your parole's been denied. Good luck to you. We'll adjourn at Southwest
Can,
at 9:29.
can I ask a question? Could y'all like recommendate me for like classes so I can try? I've been writing, trying to get into classes.
Absolutely. We will recommend drug treatment for sure. Absolutely. We'll write that in there, get you some classes before you, so you can go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Love you, Mom.
It's interesting. I don't know.
Right.
I wonder how the system works. Like, I wonder why, when he goes up for parole, I feel like it's probably means that someone else is waiting, right? He's getting it on 9 months anyways. I mean, I knew right off the bat with the experience that he wasn't going to get out. You just can't do what he did and say that he didn't have a drug problem. He obviously does. That's what keeps getting him back in prison. I wonder if Mr. Marabella tested him when he said, wow, you're doing pretty good. You don't have any write-ups. I'm just curious if he was trying to test his honesty, if like he knew that he did have one write-up. If he was testing him, he did pass that test. But I mean, overall, I think it's the right move, right? Not to let him out, but I do want to point out that if they had let him out, they could have let him out by setting restrictions around his parole that gives them control to help him. They could have said, if you get out, you have to attend 3 AA meetings a week. If you get out, you have a curfew. If you get out, you have random drug tests. And in my opinion, that seems to, it would help him more than by just saying, well, you're getting out in August, and when you get out, you don't have those restrictions. I mean, you have regular like parole restrictions, but you're not going to be forced. I don't believe you're required to go to AA, right? You're just required not to get in trouble, not to get arrested, but you're not. So you would think that if they really wanted to help people, they would do that. But I think that it comes with a double-edged sword, which is it goes on their track record of giving someone parole and then having them quickly come back in, and maybe it's just not worth it for them. I don't really understand why these things work, but intuitively it seems like it would just make sense to, in his best interest, to let him out with guidelines and restrictions and requirements. Also, to his credit, though, for asking to get recommended, that's great. But, I wonder in the system, if you will, and drugs are they really wreck lives. All right, but love to hear your thoughts. So many of you seem to have a deep insight into what's going on in Louisiana and around the laws. So if you do know anything, please do add it in the comment section. But talk to you later.